computations. Okay, was that true? Just check out what we had written, the differentiation between that. Okay, so in differentiation, we know that in DFA, we can just have single computation, whereas in NFA, we can have multiple computations. Okay, in DFA, we do not have epsilon transitions, whereas in NFA, we do have epsilon transitions. Okay, that's the difference between DFA and NFA. DFA has single state. It means, what do you mean by this? We are talking about single state and multiple state, etc., etc. So basically, it's the definition says that DFA has a single state, or it should represent every single state, whereas in NFA we can have multiple states. Okay. Now there was a difference. Let me just share my screen.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually एक request थी. Ma'am, actually we are having a exam tomorrow. So could we
Yeah.
please just reschedule this lecture?
Tomorrow at what time you have that?
Ma'am, there are two shifts. One is morning shift and an afternoon shift. And
Okay,
it's an
okay.
offline exam too. We have to
Mhm.
go to the center and all.
Okay, so what we will do is we will just finish it off within few minutes, I guess 15-20 minutes, and then we can just and I think there is no need of rescheduling. Okay, we will just revise the concept and then we will stop. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah. So yeah. So we are here. We'll just revise that and then I'll leave you guys. Okay. So the major difference between a DFA and NFA is that in DFA, we just have a single computation, whereas in NFA we do have multiple computations. Now let us take one example. What do you mean by a DFA? For example, if I have the state A, that is my initial state, and I have a state B, okay. I have a state B. I'm showing that 0 is going to itself and 1 is going to B. Similarly, for B also, I'm having all the inputs 0 and 1, and both the inputs 0, 1 are going to the final state. Whereas in multiple computations in NFA, what we can do is instead of showing both the outputs or both the states here, both the transition 0 and 1, we can just show one transition, one here, and for B, we can have what? We can have something called as this thing, same thing, 0, 1. This is the difference between DFA and NFA. In DFA, every state should show both the inputs, okay? Every in DFA, every state should show both the inputs, that is 0 and 1. It should show where 0 is going and where 1 is going. But in NFA, there is no compulsion as such. In NFA, see here, we have just shown 1 here. From A on 1 is going to B, but we do not have any value for 0. So it means that it is phi here. It is going to phi means it is empty, it is null state. It is going to a empty state. That's why this is also called as a dead configuration. This is called as a dead configuration and we do not proceed further. That's why we have not shown it anywhere. So 0 is going to phi. 0 is going to the empty state over here. So that is the difference. And one more difference is that in NFA, we calculate the epsilon closure. In NFA, we calculate the epsilon closure, whereas in DFA, we do not have any epsilon closure. Okay, that was that the difference. And then One more difference is that in DFA, we have, what do we have in DFA? We have delta is equal to Q cross, your transition function is given by Q cross sigma, which is giving out to be the finite set of states Q itself. But in NFA, you can have delta is equal to Q cross sigma, which gives us 2 raised to Q, where it is a power set. So over here, we will get power set of the state Q here. That is the difference between DFA and NFA. And then we had seen how to construct an NFA, and we started with minimization of DFA, right? Minimization of DFA. What do we mean by minimization of DFA? In minimization of in minimization of DFA, what is happening is for example, initially I'm having 5 states. That 5 states can be minimized into 4 states. Okay, and we have seen one example on minimization of the states. Okay, we have seen one example on minimization of the states, previous example, but I think uh, now if we revise that, it will take a lot of time. And then let's see, we will just see one simple example on construction of NFA. Okay, now let us take one example over here. Okay, example over here. For example, you have to construct one simple example we are taking. Construct an NFA. Construct an NFA that acts that should begin, or that contains L is equal to set of strings starting with a 0 1. This is what is given. This is my question. So a simple question. I think we had seen few examples like this. Okay, let us quickly revise that also. We have to construct an NFA that contains L is equal to set of strings. Okay, set of strings starting with 0 1. It means what? The string should start with 0 or 1. So step number 1, what will I do here? I will initially create my first step is to create my state transition diagram. So I will show my initial state A here with an arrow pointing towards it. Okay. Then my condition is that the string should start with or begin with a 0 1. That's why I have to give a 0 to another state here. For example, I gave it to B. Similarly, I can give my next input 1 to my next state, that is C, and where C is my final state. Here, do I have to show 0 1 over here? I cannot show 0 1 at A. Why is that so? Because if I show 0 1 at A, my string can begin with 0 0 1, or it can be 1 0 1. There are two conditions here. While we are doing this, what can we do here? We can get two input strings when we reach C. While reaching C, by that time we will receive two strings 0 0 1 or 1 0 1. So my both of them are not accepted. Okay, both of them are not accepted. Means it can start with a 1 or a 0. So that's why I've not taken 1 0 1 to itself. Instead, I'm giving that 0 to my next state B, and I'm giving 1 to my next state C, where C is my final state. So this is my answer. This is my NFA of that. Now, if a question comes, okay, now over here in C, I can give 0 1 to itself. C can give 0 1 to itself, because our condition here is, what is the condition? The condition here is that the string should begin with the 0 1, but it can end at any point. It can end anywhere. So while taking this, so we will write down that completely. After reaching C, We can have what? We can get which string? 0, 1, 0, or we can get another string as 0, 1, 1. We can get these two strings and both are acceptable because it is big enough. That's why. That's why I can take 0, 1 to itself. C can take 0, 1 to itself. But if it was some other case that the string ends with something 1, 0 or 0, 1, then you would have thought about it. Okay. Is this much clear? Okay, now let's convert this NFA to a DFA. For converting an NFA to a DFA, we know that first you create what? First step over here is you have to make a state transition table with the states here A, B, okay, A, B, or C. By looking at this NFA, we can write down the values. A on 0 is giving me A itself, A on 1 is going nowhere, that's why phi. Similarly, B is giving 0 to nowhere, B is giving 1 to C, C is giving 0 to C is giving 1 to C. This is our state transition table for the given diagram. Now, if I want to convert this to DFA,
Ma'am,
how will I do that? Yes,
A
yes.
is giving 0 to B.
Which one? B.
Ma'am, A is giving 0 to B. Ma'am.
Yeah, A is giving 0 to, oh, yes. Sorry for that. Thank you. Okay, A is giving 0 to B, and A is not giving 1 to anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So it's considered that it's giving it to phi. Phi is what? Phi is my empty state, and that is not shown in the NFA. Okay, now if I want to convert this NFA to DFA, what I'll have to do, the main condition for DFA is that we have to show every input where it is going. Okay, every input that is 0 and 1. Now, for example, check our first state. Our initial state is A. A is giving 0 to B, but A is not giving 1 anywhere. A is not giving a 1 anywhere. So that's why this is an NFA. This is not a DFA. But if it was a DFA, it would have we would have done it in this way, right? We would have done that in this way. For a DFA, we should show that for a particular state, 0 is going to some other state, 1 is also going to some other state. So both the inputs should go somewhere in a DFA. But in NFA, there is not the case is different over here. Here, you don't have to show that each and every input where it is going. Only the required input or the input in which we are interested in, we can show only that one. Okay, now this, and then we have 1. B is giving 1 to C, and similarly, B is not giving 0 anywhere. So we can show that we can give that 0 to dead state D here, and C is giving 0, 1 to itself. This is simple, isn't it? This is our DFA. So we have converted an NFA into a DFA. We have converted an NFA into a DFA like this. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and this is called as the D is the dead state. D is the dead state. So this was our example. Okay, just take 2-3 minutes to note it down. Okay, have you noted it? Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So this was a simple uh, differentiation between an NFA and a DFA. Now we will just see one or two examples, and then we will stop for today. Okay. Now let us take one more example here. Question number 2. Try to solve this example. The question is L is equal to set of all strings that ends with 1 1. Tell me how to do this. Set of L is equal to set of all strings that ends with 1 1. My first step is to draw a state transition diagram. I will begin with my initial state A. Then what should I do? I can either I will send this 1 to my next state B. Similarly, what I can do is I can also take 0 1. A can also take 0 1 to itself. Yep. Or A can take 0 to itself and it will give 1 to B. Similarly, over here, B is giving 1 to C, and where C is my final state. Okay. Is this clear? This is my NFA. Because in the question they have given that the string should end with 1 1. It can begin with any value, but it should end with 1 1. So by looking at our NFA, we can write it down that we can clearly see that our NFA is accepting the string 0 1 1. Okay, 0 1 1. But what if I put an extra transition over here with the value 0 comma 1? Will it be accepted? Let's see. If I add one more transition on my final state as 0 or 1, I will receive the set of string as 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1. This one. Okay, my first string is not accepted, but my second string is accepted. So this should not happen. This should not happen. That's why we are not showing that transition on the last state like this. And this is our final NFA. Okay, now let us take an example and see what happens. Okay, let's see, for example, let's see whether our constructed NFA is correct or not. For example, if I have the string 0 1 0, let's see. Okay, initially I am in my initial state. Okay, I am giving 1. Check the string. 1 A is giving 1 to B. Now I'm present in my second state B. B is giving 0 where B is giving 0. B is not giving 0 anywhere. It's going to phi. This is called as a dead configuration. This is called as a dead configuration. And so, therefore, the string is not accepted. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I know all the exams and all that's going on in your head regarding NPTEL and all. I can understand, but just bear for 10 minutes. Okay, so this string is not accepted. Then let us consider some other example. For example, 0 1 1. Let's see what happens. So I am present in my initial state A.
Accepted.
I am having the first accepted. Okay, good. Because I can see 1 1, and the question is it should end with 1 1. Let's see. But let's see the working of that. Okay. So, of course, it is accepted. So, 0 goes to A. Then, second input is 1. I'm still present in my initial state. I'm giving A. A is giving 1 to B. And B is giving 1 to C. And this state is accepted because I'm present in at the end of my input string. I'm present in my final state. Therefore, the string 0 1 1 is accepted. Okay, so this is an example of that. Now let me convert this NFA to DFA. Okay, what will be our DFA, guys? Tell me. A is giving 0 to itself, A is giving 1 to B is giving 1 to C. All things are same, similar. We'll draw that NFA. But one thing to remember here is that DFA says that in a DFA, every input, whether that is 0 or it is 1, it should go somewhere. Okay, it should go to a state. But in NFA, there is not the case. In NFA here, the state B is giving 1 to C, but state B is not giving 0 anywhere. That's why it is going. We are considering that it's a null state. That's why we are not writing that 0 here. But when we want to convert this NFA to a DFA like this, I'll have to show that. For that, I will not show null state, but instead of that, I will create one more state, and which is called as a dead state. What's the use of dead state? Dead state can accept the input, but it cannot transmit it cannot transmit the input to some other state. That is the difference. Dead state is just for a namesake. It will just accept the input from some other state, but it will not transmit it to some other state. So B is giving 0. We have made it. Okay, we have made it in this way. We have constructed a DFA now. B is giving here in NFA. We can see that B is giving 1 to C, but B is not giving 0 to anywhere. So we have created one more state in DFA, which is called as a dead state, and B is giving 0 to dead state. Similarly, in our NFA, this is our NFA. In our NFA, C is not giving 0, 1 to anywhere. But for DFA, as I told you, in a DFA, every input, whether that is 0 or 1, everywhere it should go somewhere. It should go to some other state. That is the clear thumb rule of our DFA. Okay, but in NFA it is not required, so we have not shown 0, 1. Now when I want to convert that NFA to DFA, I will have to show that. So how will I do that? Yes, how will I do that? I have to show 0 and 1 both. Now suppose I give this so can I create one more state here, or I'll just transmit this 0, 1 to my dead state? This is better, right? So C is giving 0, 1 to D, dead state. This is our DFA. Isn't it simple?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is good. So this is how you convert NFA to a DFA. Just remember that in NFA, showing every input is not required, but in DFA, it is a must. And now when you see your DFA, 0 is going from A, 0 is going to A itself. From A is giving 1 to B. Similarly, B is giving 0 to D, B is giving 1 to C. And C is giving 0 and 1 both to D. So both the input 0 and 1 should be transmitted to some other state. That is the rule of DFA. But in NFA, not the case. So it's simple to convert your NFA to a DFA, right? Okay. So this was, yeah. So this was just the revision. Okay. Now what do we do? Should we continue or what? Or else, if you want, we can stop here so that you can prepare for your NPTEL exams and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. After this, you have something, na? You have a lab also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay, no problem. We will stop here. In the next lecture, we will see minimization of DFA, one example on that. And let me quickly start with regular expressions. That's fine, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, we will start with regular expressions in the next lecture. And we will also see one more example of minimization of DFA. So now let me stop over here. Let me take your attendance.